Welcome to San Diego Electric Bike Where to Ride series. Today we're going to go down the San Luis Rey Bike Trail. This is in the North County of San Diego. The red arrow shows you exactly where. The park is called Mance Buchanan Park, and it's at 425 College Boulevard in Oceanside. Parking is free at Mance Buchanan, and as long as you get there early, there's usually plenty of parking. Weekends and holidays might be a little busier, so you want to get there early. Now I set out on my e-bike. There's me. It was a lovely day. It was a little windy, and it made me a little chilly. It's important to note this is a Class 1 bike trail, and that means you should maintain a speed limit of no more than 20 miles per hour. You want to pretend you're traffic just like any other moving vehicle and abide by those rules of the road. It wasn't long before I put on a light jacket. In the afternoons, the wind could be a little high. There's always going to be a headwind heading towards the coast, and the wind will be at your back, coming back. The trail is 7 miles one way, but it's mostly flat. Every so often, you'll go slightly downhill, under a bridge, but it's not hard to get back up the other side. When you have an e-bike, you don't really need to worry about the uphills and the downhills because you'll have the motor assist to help you along the way. Now, when you're riding an e-bike, it's important to be very safe and a good ambassador for the e-bike community. You want to be careful of joggers, walkers, kids on bikes. Look at this situation. It's also a good idea to have a bell to let them know you're nearby and gonna pass. There's mile indicators painted on this road to let you know where you are. Now I've sped this up. I wanted it to show what the end of this trail looks like as you approach the Oceanside Harbor. You're gonna go under the 5 freeway bridge and then the train bridge. But there's this fork in the road, and I want everyone to go right if you're headed towards the harbor and left if you're headed towards the pier. Here's the fork. Note that trash can. That might come in handy later. We're going right to the harbor. Well, Well, that's the end of the San Luis Rie Trail, but as you can see, it ended on Pacific Street, where you could go down to the Oceanside Pier and continue your journey, but I chose the harbor this time. It's important to note there's no bike lanes, but you see this symbol here? That means the entire lane is a bike lane, and you have every right to operate your e-bike safely in that space. So maintain the speed limit, pretend that you're a motorcycle or another car, and drive that way. Anyone walking the crosswalk, you should stop. You should learn a few hand signals to indicate others left and right and turn and stop. And just be aware of your surroundings, other traffic, and rules of the road. Now, after my 7-mile ride, I wanted to stop and find a spot where I could sit back, have a drink, and get acclimated to my new surroundings. There's plenty of nice cafes and restaurants. There's a coffee shop or two, and a little shopping here at the Oceanside Harbor. Here's the view from the camping side of the harbor. And I met this nice couple who are out enjoying their bikes. That building there with the funny roof, now that's a restroom. On your left there is the boat ramp. But look at this view. You got your palm trees, sand, and the surf. Riding an e-bike in California doesn't get any better. We're gonna go left at the stop sign up there. Going right will take you to the water. Now I sped this portion up. I turned around and went back to the other side again because I could hear some wildlife off in the distance. That sign I'm pointing to indicates that this lane is a bike lane. Look at these guys. This was the wildlife I heard. What a great adventure. Here's a map of all the trail I've covered, and I had a full day and ready to head back on the 7-mile trek back to Buchanan Park. Now this intersection is key. This is where the trailhead is. Now here's the trailhead right as you enter. Take a look around. You're between two bridges and this windy paved road. Now I slowed this portion down just to give you a good look at it. And remember that trash can I pointed out? That's just a landmark that lets you know you're going the right way. We're gonna go left here towards the east. The next scene, I've sped up the camera and I taped the whole trail from the harbor all the way back to Buchanan. It might look like I'm going 100 miles per hour, but I was doing the speed limit, I promise. I was back at the van at Buchanan Park. I had a full day, fresh air, exercise. I met a few nice people. I saw some wildlife, all thanks to the e-bike. Thanks for coming with me today on the ride, the San Luis Reyes Bike Trail. I want to thank San Diego Electric Bike for letting me use such a nice bike, plenty of storage, and looked good too.